You meet a girl in the beginning and are extremely responsive to her messages. You're often the one who initiates plans for you to meet and hang out, and for the most part, you're the one doing the chasing. After all, you're the guy and it's expected of you. But something interesting happens when, instead of chasing, you gradually start pulling back or becoming less available. You begin taking longer to reply to her texts, sometimes not responding until the next day, and occasionally you would cancel plans last minute, citing busy schedules or other commitments. That's when things begin to noticeably shift and your love interest starts chasing you. Now, in this video, I'll explain why this is a power move for most men to get women to chase after them instead. I'll be right back. Jessica OS here, this is my channel. Tired of chasing women? I have a video that gives you 3 solid reasons why you should never chase women, and I'll leave a link to that video in the video description below. But before you click off to watch that video, here is why the power move I explained earlier is so effective. I'll be sharing 5 psychological principles and social dynamics that make it so effective. The first one is the scarcity principle. This principle suggests that people value and desire something more when it's scarce or hard to find. Ignoring someone may create a sense of scarcity or challenge, making the person more attractive or desirable because they're perceived as more valuable or in demand. This principle has been observed in various settings, including romantic relationships, consumer behavior, and even workplace dynamics. In the context of romantic relationships, the scarcity principle suggests that people may find someone more attractive or desirable if they perceive them as being in high demand or hard to get. This can be explained by several factors, and I'll mention a few. Perceived value. You know, when something is scarce, it's perceived as being more valuable or exclusive, and this is because scarcity basically creates a sense of competition, making people feel like they need to act quickly to secure the scarce resource. Right? In the context of romantic relationships, when someone is less available or seems to have many options, they may be perceived as more desirable. For instance, if a person doesn't respond immediately to texts or seems busy, they might appear more valuable or sought after, leading others to pursue them more aggressively. It poses a challenge and excitement. People may enjoy the thrill of the chase and the feeling of accomplishment that comes with successfully winning over a hard-to-get partner. This can create a sense of intrigue and passion in the relationship, making it more emotionally charged and intense. Perception of quality. I'm talking about scarcity being able to influence people's perception of quality. When something's scarce, it's assumed to be of higher quality or to be more desirable. This is because people tend to associate scarcity with exclusivity and luxury. In the context of romantic relationships, this can lead people to believe that a partner who's in high demand must possess desirable qualities such as attractiveness, intelligence, or success. Number 2 is desire for validation. If a woman is used to receiving attention and suddenly doesn't, she might seek validation by trying to regain that attention. This can manifest as chasing the person who's ignoring her. People need to feel accepted, approved of, feel like they belong. And that's just how we are as humans. So when you're used to getting attention and validation, and then suddenly you don't, it can be a real bummer. You might start freaking out and trying to get the person's attention back, and that's what happens. You might text them a lot, call them a lot, or post a bunch of stuff on social media, even if they're not responding. Basically, you're trying to get them to notice you all over again. So why do people do this? Well, usually it's because they're insecure and afraid of being rejected. They think that their worth is based on how much attention they can get from others. So they do whatever they can, right, to get that validation. When a woman feels ignored, especially by someone whose opinion or attention she values, it can trigger a stronger desire to prove herself worthy of attention and validation. Now think about it. The pursuit of likes, comments, and shares on social media platforms is a clear example of the desire for validation. When it comes to romantic relationships, individuals may try harder to engage or please the other person when they feel their efforts are not being acknowledged. This could manifest as sending more messages, planning more activities, trying to make them, themselves more attractive to the other person. The underlying motive is to receive acknowledgement and validation for their efforts and worth. Now, the third thing is using their own game against them, and I'm talking about playing hard to get. Now, this is a strategy where you act aloof or disinterested to increase your perceived desirability. The idea is that by not appearing too eager or available, you become more intriguing and desirable. This perception is linked to the idea that something worth having shouldn't come easily, and the effort required to obtain it actually adds to its value. So playing hard to get is a game women play in relationships. It's where she acts all cool, aloof, like she's not interested, to make you want her more. It's like saying, I'm not that into you, but I'm totally into you. Weird, right? Well, in many instances, it's proved to actually be effective. And who said this game is only for women? Men can play that game just as well. I can think of 2 immediate reasons why you should do it. If you want her to work harder for your attention, or maybe you want to seem more mysterious and exciting. How do you pull it off? I've got some ideas. First, you want to wait for days to respond or hours to respond to messages or calls. It will heighten her eagerness of wanting to hear back from you. Secondly, you want to get her to prioritize your relationship more by feigning a busy schedule or just paying attention to other things other than her. This will make the times that you are readily available seem more valuable and lead her to prioritize and value the time you guys spend together. The third thing you can do is stay vague and mysterious. Being deliberately vague or withholding personal information can make you seem more mysterious, right? Intriguing. This can stimulate her curiosity about you and the desire to discover more, right? Increasing her engagement with you and her effort generally in the relationship. Another thing you want to do is use social proof. Demonstrating popularity or being seen with other attractive people can make you seem more desirable, increasing your perceived attractiveness. This can make you seem like a more valuable catch, prompting more vigorous pursuit from the woman. You also want to limit your emotional availability. By not immediately opening up about your feelings or showing vulnerability, you can appear more emotionally challenging to her. This will create a dynamic where she'll have to work harder to earn your emotional intimacy, increasing her investment in the relationship. But note though, although it's an effective game, playing hard to get can be tricky. It's all about finding the right balance. Plus, this game isn't effective on all personality types. So unless you play it with tact, you could lose her altogether. The fourth thing I want you to take note of is something called psychological reactance. So this theory suggests that when people feel their freedom to choose is restricted, they're more likely to want what they can't have. Ignoring her can trigger this response, making her more determined to get your attention. Have you ever felt like someone is maybe totally ignoring you and it's driving you nuts, right? That's what we call psychological reactance. It's this thing where people get all worked up when they feel like their freedom or choices are being taken away. It's like we all have this need to be in control and make our own choices. And when that's threatened, it can be like hitting a nerve. In relationships, getting the cold shoulder can be a major trigger for psychological reactance. When someone ignores you, it can make you feel frustrated, angry, feel like you're losing control of the situation. It's like you just want them to pay attention to you, to recognize you, to treat you with respect. But when they're not giving you any of that, it's like they're saying, nope, not interested. And that can be a tough pill to swallow. Of course, everybody's different, so the way people react to being ignored can vary. Take note. Some people might go all out and start sending a million messages or showing up at the person's house. Others might rebel and do the opposite of what the person wants. And some people might even just withdraw and avoid the person altogether. But here's the thing, not everyone reacts the same way, obviously. It all depends on the person's personality, situation, experiences, culture. And on to the final thing. When you ignore women, you create mystery and challenge. It's a power move they don't expect, so it piques their curiosity. We're hardwired to be curious, and the allure of the unknown can be a powerful motivator, right? When we meet someone who's a bit of a mystery, it makes us want to learn more about them. This curiosity can fuel the relationship as we try to uncover the secrets that lie beneath that surface. Second, mystery and challenge can create a sense of excitement, adventure, right? When we're with someone who's enigmatic, it feels like we're on a thrilling journey. We don't know what's going to happen next, and that keeps us on the edge of our seats. The anticipation of uncovering the mystery is exhilarating. It can draw us closer to the other person and deepen our connection with them. Third, mystery and challenge can boost our self-esteem. When we're successful in navigating the complexities of this mysterious thing challenging our relationship, it gives us that sense of accomplishment. It shows us that we can handle uncertainty and complexity, which are important skills for success in many areas of our lives. Of course, mystery and challenge can also be a double-edged sword. So if the mystery is too deep or the challenge is too much, it will lead to frustration, resentment, and eventually the person will give up. So it's important to strike that balance between maintaining a sense of mystery and being transparent enough to build that healthy, fulfilling relationship. Let's wrap up now. The dynamics of attraction in relationships can be complex, and the idea that women chase you when you ignore them can admittedly also be a generalization that doesn't really apply. And that's why I also want to say that healthy relationships are actually built more on mutual respect, communication, understanding, rather than games or psychological tactics. And also, there are downsides to chasing, and it's not always a healthy dynamic. It's not good for you, it's not good for the relationship. It creates a cycle of unhealthy attachment and codependency, which can really be hard to break. But I hope all in all you picked something worthwhile from today's video. If you did, let me know by smashing that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll definitely be catching you in the next video. My name is Jessica. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.